choices you've made impact your life?
I feel like every choice I've ever made has impacted my life because with every choice you make, there's a reaction or a consequence sometimes, and you always learn from those consequences or positive outlooks that may have came from that choice.
Have you made a bad decision that had a long lasting impact on your life? If so, what was it?
I think everybody's made bad decisions, some more than others, but one of the biggest bad decisions that I've made is throughout my college experience, I've lived at home, and sometimes you want to do things that other college kids do. And I actually came home under the influence one time, intoxicated, and my parents noticed, and I got in a lot of trouble for it. And ever since then, every time I wanted to go out and I asked my parents, even if it was like to the movies or just to go hang out with a friend, they always thought I was going to like drink or going to do something bad, and that's not the case. And that choice that I made that one day by coming home like that had such a long term effect that they just almost never got over it.
From this bad decision, how did you grow as a person?
Um, well, I never got drunk again and came home. I grew up. I think I grew up and realized like that's not what I wanted to do, and that wasn't fun to me. And I just became more mature, and I cared more about my parents respecting me and having trust for me than me going out and having fun for a couple hours with some friends.
If you would have made a different choice, what do you think the outcome might have been?
I feel like if I made a different choice, I wouldn't have lost my parents' trust, which is actually a big thing to me. And as I got older, I feel like my relationship with my parents is one of the most important things to me.
Did this bad did the bad choice you make change your outlook on certain things? If so, how?
Um, I didn't necessarily change my outlook, but I just grew from it. It made me realize like that's just not what I wanted to do with my life, or that wasn't really that fun to me. And I think I was just doing it just because that was what there was to do at the time.
If you could go back in time, what do you think you would have done differently?
Um, Made a better decision and not made that choice again.
Do you regret this choice?
No, I don't regret it. I mean, it was gonna happen. It happened. So I learned from it and I grew from it as a person.
What advice do you give anyone who has made the same decision as you?
I think it's a stupid decision, and that if you have parents who are like mine, that you should be mindful of what you're doing and not try to do things that you know are going to break their trust, because trust is one of the biggest things in any type of relationship, but with your parents especially, you shouldn't break that because it's really hard to get back.